Now you talk about 4-year cycles, but at some point when the halving becomes less significant, which it does over time, and the market becomes bigger, it's going to become more correlated with equities or less of a 4-year cycle. That will happen at some point, and then everyone's always talking about this is the time when it's going to be the super cycle, right? And yet no one knows when that's really going to happen. Do you think that will change in the future?
I think eventually will change, yeah.
Okay, but not in the next couple cycles, you don't think? We still think we'll be at 4 years?
I actually think it could happen this cycle because we're now finally seeing Bitcoin reach that global stage, right. You know? So when you have the endorsement of the US president and big multinationals like we see today, that could be a trigger for a super cycle. So I think what could happen is we see a super cycle now where we basically see Bitcoin go to astronomical highs, meaning above 200K, above 200, like above 300, let's say 700K, maybe even 1 million, like this year or next year. Like that would be like extraordinary, right?
Yeah.
But that would create a mania like maybe we've never seen before. It would be like you see literally like countries and like multinational companies FOMOing in, and then it just pushes it, and maybe even higher than that. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I'm saying like it could happen because of all these situations we have today. But if it does happen, then I think that would break the 4-year cycle and then create a crypto depression like we've never seen before.
Okay.
Because everything that goes up like that, it really has to come down.
Okay.
So if we see that, let's say Bitcoin goes to $1 million, then I think we're going to see the first like 90% correction since years for Bitcoin.
Wow.
Like we go below 100K again.
Okay.
Which today doesn't sound so bad because we're like at 80K, right? But then it will feel like pain. It's gonna feel like it's over. People will say Bitcoin is really dead, like for real this time, like it's over. And people will hate Bitcoin. People will make fun of Bitcoin, and altcoins will be even worse. And it could create an 8-year bear cycle. And I think that's when we will finally see shit like NFTs and meme coins like die. I feel like they deserve to die because in this previous bear market, we still saw JPEGs worth like 20K, you know? It just doesn't make sense. Like JPEGs, no matter bear market, bull market, they shouldn't be worth that much, you know? So we haven't seen a true crypto depression. Like people complain now, but like they don't know what could come, you know? Like, and I think it's gonna come at some point.
Wow.
Especially if that happens in combination with a stock market depression,
okay.
Which I think is also coming any moment now. Like it could happen literally any moment.
Wow.
Because debts are so high. You know, they're decreasing the interest rates right now. And if you look at the charts, that's usually when you eventually see then the stock market correct and then see a correction. So if we see a combination of a crypto bear market after a super cycle and a stock market crash and maybe even a depression, which we definitely deserve there as well, then it could be really bad. And Bitcoin will always be there, but I think for altcoins and all this other speculation in crypto, I think the greed will be gone. You know, like it will be gone, and I think we deserve that, to be honest.
And so, what does Carl Moon do when Bitcoin hits 1 million in the next, say, 12 to 18 months? Do you always stay in Bitcoin even when it corrects by 90%, or at some point would you take it out and put it in something else? I don't know what that something else is. Real estate, gold, fiat, maybe not.
Yeah, that's a big question. So the last cycle, I was actually wrong. I thought Bitcoin was going to go to 200, 300K, but we only went to 70K.
We all did. Right?
So I screwed up. Yeah, I think.
And you stayed in it the whole time.
I stayed. Yeah, I did.
And you were fully invested in crypto.
Only Bitcoin.
You've always been super public about that. Yeah. You get much respect for that. Yeah. Right. So you were wrong, and you wrote it all the way down.
Yeah,
How did it feel? October 22, when you're looking at $16,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh my God, not only that, all your altcoins positions, your early stage startups, everything. Yeah. But, you know, I met you throughout those times, and you still seem like Carl to me.
Peter Thiel took $500,000 and turned it into $1 billion using the exact same techniques we're using inside the investment club. He met a CEO, his name was Zuckerberg. He pitched him the deal, and he said, okay, I'll give you $500,000. Mark went public and sold the shares to people like you. Well, what happened to Peter? Well, he exited and got a 2,300x return. The wealthy invest in early stage companies, folks. The public markets are for suckers. It's a rigged game. By the way, this happens in crypto as well. It's called pre-sale tokens. This is Solana. Does anybody know this chain? They sold pre-sale tokens for 4 cents. And you can see the date on there, April 5th, 2018. Look at Solana today, folks. That thing's up over 1,000x. The media and Wall Street and all these hype people get you to buy the top. Meanwhile, they put their clients in at the bottom and they use you for liquidity to make their clients rich. You can play this same game. You just have to have the financial education and the deal flow. That's it.
Yeah, I think what I've been realized is I realized that we have to detach from our net worth. Like our net worth can never be the source of our happiness or our mood for the day. Because if that's the case, then we're screwed. Then that it's like a. Then
it's out of your control.
Yeah, it's that's very bad.
Someone else is determining if you're happy today.
Yeah, that's a curse, and we cannot allow that. So whether it's bear market or bull market, I try to detach. And even in the bull market, like even if I make like 10 million in a day, like I try to detach and not think like, oh, that should make me happy. I'm like, that's money. Money comes, money goes, and I'm happy about my life in general, yes, but I try to not feel overly euphoric or greedy or depressed about net worth. Sometimes easier said than done, 100%. But I think yes, people might be surprised sometimes when they meet me. Like, you know, just like 2 years ago, I remember like I got scammed by someone. I lost like 10 million in like a huge. It was horrible. I got the news during the daytime, and then later that night I had a meeting with like a close business friend of mine, and I didn't want to cancel the meeting, you know, so I'm just gonna show up. But I'm sitting there like I'm looking like, you know, like sitting like this having a meeting, and I know I just lost like my $8 million is gone, you know, like and I just had to like try to not think about it and just show that like I'm here like present, you know. But yeah, but he didn't notice at all, you know. I told him a few months later, like, yeah, like that day, bro, like dude, I just like 8 million gone, like in that, like 8 or 10 million, something like this. It was crazy. So those things happen, but we just have to realize that money is money, and as long as we have health, we have everything we need, health and ourselves. So I sometimes say like, when you lose money, you lose nothing. If you lose health, you lose something. But when you lose everything is when you lose yourself, when you lose your mindset, when you give up, that's when it's gone. Mm-hmm. So I always think like that. If I have any issues, I still have myself, I'm still there, I'm still alive, I'm breathing, I can make everything back. I lost nothing. And with that mindset, it makes me happy in the moment, because I know that the loss is just money, it comes and goes. And it helps me focus on making more money. Because I think it's very important to not focus on lost money. Because that, again, comes back to the law of attraction. And what are you focusing on? Because where attention goes, energy flows. It's a saying that I've heard before, and it's so true. Where you put your attention, you will get more of. So focusing on past mistakes or past issues or scams that someone scammed you, just move on. Forgive people. If someone really screwed you over and you can really get the money back, do something about it, sure. But don't invest all of your energy on it, because your life is more important than that loss right there. Like, make more money, sure, give people what they deserve. And there's some certain people I'm going after, because of course, people shouldn't just be able to scam you and then live their best life, But I'm detaching from it, and I'm also detaching from the outcome,
Yeah.
If the money comes back, so be it. If it doesn't, so be it. I'm fine. I'll make more money,
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.